So hi, my name is Jordan Clydesdale and I'm an environmental support technician at Wessex Water, and I'm one of the project coordinators for the Wessex Water Guardians community project as a whole overall. So the Wessex Water Guardians community project was established in partnership with Somerset, Wiltshire and Dorset Wildlife Trust, and it's funded by Wessex Water. It's essentially to help our proactive monitoring of waterways and to quickly report pollution incidents while increasing community engagement and partnership working within the environmental sector. We found that this is especially important as rivers and streams are one of our most important resources, especially with sustaining human life and supporting a diversity of habitats and species. The project basically started in September 2020 with Somerset Wildlife Trust, and then it expanded into Wiltshire in 2021 and Dorset as of the start of this year, with the aim of recruiting local volunteers to monitor their local waterways and then identify possible pollution incidents and then report them into Wessex Water via our customer service team so that we could then investigate them further. So although we do have our own monitoring systems and teams, and obviously we would like to minimize pollution in our rivers, and that is a priority for us, working with community volunteers is a huge help, and it does enable those who are passionate about the environment to play a part in improving it, especially with empowering local people to look after their local environment as well. So the Water Guardians are essentially our additional eyes and ears on the ground, and they play an essential role in both the health of their local river and in their communities, as well as monitoring pollution to improve water quality. Volunteers also have the choice to help with litter picking, they can record wildlife, they can have options for additional training, and they can also organise local engagement events. But the Water Guardians predominantly focus on areas that are near pollution hotspots, Wessex water assets, so that could include like our rising mains, our sewage pumping stations, water recycling centres, CSOs, outfalls, all those kind of things. And then near sensitive areas as well, so that could include your sites of special scientific interest, so your SSSIs, SAM, SACs, Ramsars, all those kind of things. And then places that the Wildlife Trust themselves may already have an interest in, or may have additional projects already going on. So when we started the project in September 2020, we did focus mainly on the Somerset levels and more, as well as the Brew catchment, as this passed through a lot of built-up areas such as like Glastonbury Street and Langport before it reached the sea at Highbridge. And we focused predominantly around the Brew, mainly because in 2016, approximately 96% of their water bodies had been classed as moderate or poor in ecological status. So we thought this would be a good place to essentially create a pilot study of the project. And obviously, having moderate to poor ecological status was quite worrying in terms of, especially on the Somerset levels and walls, because it's a great place for biodiversity, especially with regards to wading birds and like rich invertebrate communities. So we really wanted to be able to make a difference there, and like I said previously, have the knowledge, like the local knowledge of local residents as well as Somerset Wildlife Trust to help build into the project. So by the end of September 2021, so that's 1 year into the project, we had a total of 46 Water Guardians engaged. So they had completed their training by that stage and they were out monitoring and reporting. And we had incidents or causes for concern being called or emailed into us across the year that otherwise just might not have been reported. And there was a lot of integration with local communities as well. So this project's been really good for being able to see things that, say, some of our own team might not be able to, just because of being able to access certain areas and time frames. So it's been really good from that point of view. So to date, we do have around like 100 to 120 volunteers, and that's including like individuals, couples, families, and community groups. The Water Guardians have been monitoring around 210 miles of watercourses across Somerset and Wiltshire so far, and hopefully that will obviously increase with the inclusion of Dorset. We've also had around 40 potential pollution incidents that have been called or emailed into us, and these have included things such as like bank damage, blockages to waterways, slurry runoff, foam, soapy water smells, brown water and sludge, and also like queries regarding phosphorus levels, culvert cleans, and even like sewage fungus. So that's been greatly successful. And we also ideally want to keep our water guardians engaged and infused. So making sure that we respond to their queries and keep them updated is vital and very important to us within the project. The Trust as well also provide additional training for the water guardians as well, in topics such as like wildlife monitoring and some even on water quality testing. And they can also have like talks on, say, invasive plant species, bird identification, just to name a few. So we, Wessex Water, we're also hoping to host some talks on topics that the water guardians might want or if they've shared an interest in. So, for example, in July, we're going to be doing a talk on CSOs, and we've also got some visits planned to for the water guardians so that they can come visit our water recycling centres as well. We've also, with regards to Somerset Wildlife Trust, so we'll be coming up to 2 years of the project in September, and we're hoping to like expand into the tone and parrot catchments a bit more. And as of April this year, we've also started working with Friends of the River Froome Somerset and their River Watchers group. So we're having a collaboration with them as well, which is really exciting. And it just kind of provides more volunteers on the ground really to help identify any potential pollutions. That's really good. So with regards to the next step of the project, so for 2022, we're focused on building and sustaining our partnerships with Somerset, Wiltshire and Dorset Wildlife Trust. And we're looking to enhance the Water Guardians project further, especially with great emphasis on engagement with the volunteers. And as you can appreciate, this does take time to build, and we are working with the Wildlife Trust to improve the project as we progress. However, we do hope to expand the project in the coming years.